Okay, hopefully you were back after technical difficulties. Continuing the last video on a new video, it froze and stopped working. Once we have our quadratic formula completely filled out, once we have our quadratic formula completely filled out, we're going to start simplifying. I like to simplify it in about 2 steps. So we have x equals, we're going to have our -8 plus or minus, and then we have the square root. 8 squared is 64, minus, we're going to have -4 times 3 times 16. So let's go ahead and do -4, 3, 16, and we get -192, so -192 all over 6. 2 times 3 is 6, which ends up being -8 plus or minus, and we can do 64 minus 192. That's going to be -128. That is what I'm looking for here, and I can tell you my number of solutions. That is negative, which means there are 0. There are technically, I guess you could say, 2 non-real solutions, but for right now, 0 solutions. It does not cross the x-axis at that point. Last example we're going to do is this one right here. First thing we need to do, make sure we have standard form. That needs to go there, and this one needs to come across there. Standard form will be 2x squared minus 10x plus 11, and that's going to equal 0. If I'm going to write out A, B, and C at this point, I will have 2, -10, and 11. Let's go ahead with my quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is x equals, and we'll have -b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, just like that. Once I have the outline done, my skeleton of the quadratic formula with parentheses, I can plug in a, b, and c. For a is right here, to a is at the bottom. My b's are the first ones, -10, -10. And tricky one here with 2 negatives to start it off with, and c is a single one at the end of the discriminant. Let's go ahead and finish just simplifying. -10 is +10 plus or minus square root. -10 squared is 100. -4 times 2 is -8 times 11 is -88. If you don't believe me, calculator, -4 parentheses 2 parentheses 11 -88. So I do -88. And then I just put that over 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Let's go ahead and finish it off. 10 plus or minus the square root. 100 minus 88 is 12 over 2. And so my number of solution is going to be, that's positive, so that will be 2. So what you should do by the end of the day is be able to put an equation in standard form, set equal to 0, set up your quadratic formula, simplify it, and after you simplify it at this point, be able to tell me how many solutions it will have. Again, if this number is positive, it will have 2. If it's 0, it will have 1 solution, and if it is negative, it will have no real solutions. But in the future, we will learn that it has 2 non-real solutions with imaginary numbers in there.